I'm, of course, Simon, bringing you guys another little chat slash discussion that I hope we can kind of work on together as I walk down my predictions for adventures in the Forgotten Realms. In particular, what I think some famous and iconic monsters of Dungeons and Dragons they could bring over to Magic the Gathering. The Mummy Lord. Ah, yes. Mummies. Mummies, mummies, mummies. We've seen them in Magic the Gathering. They're way more prominent and way more entertaining in Dungeons and Dragon campaigns. So, Mummy Lords obviously very specific. They are mummies that are also wizards and can control undeads a little bit. So, there's a little bit of overlay there with some other creatures we've seen from Dungeons & Dragons, but Mummy Lords are a little bit specific because they can also control sand. Yes, sand is a big thing to mummies. As you would imagine, they're mostly buried in the desert, in tombs, and they're typically used as monsters to protect the burial grounds of other more powerful wizards, so they're not like the main bad guys themselves most of the time. You can have very powerful Mummy Lords, but essentially they're just like a more steroid injected mummy. You know, you have mummies in D&D, which are kind of just like, they're just zombies or undeads wrapped in cloth. You know what I mean? They have a couple of special abilities, but outside of that, they're just undead fodder. The Mummy Lord is the step up. Step up. Yeah, Mummy Rot, special ability with mummies is not to be messed with. It will destroy your character if given enough time. It really, really would. But yeah, Amonkhet brought us mummies in a non-traditional sense. You know, they were just undead in Magic the Gathering. Kind of. I don't know. They didn't have the mummy creature type, I don't think, right? That doesn't exist. Well, they need to bring that. They need to include mummy and retroactively make those creatures mummies. I think they're just zombies in Amonkhet in Magic the Gathering. So yeah, we really, really need, if the mummy creature type is coming over with Mummy Lord, then retroactively they need to be made mummies as well. But yeah, don't make these guys zombies. That is so lame. Just go the extra mile and add a new creature type. Make them mummies, all right? You already did that with halflings and Prosperous Innkeeper. Keep it going with the Mummy Lord here. Keep it going. Now, mummies may not look like they have a lot of unique abilities, but like I said, they do control sands because of their abilities in Dungeons and Dragons. You know, they have like dust throw. I don't know. It's like, we always call it pocket sand. They have pocket sand at you. But they have a couple spells that do a lot of stun effects. So what makes me think these characters would be doing is a lot of tapping of opponents' creatures. So with the Mummy Lord, they have abilities like Blasphemous Word and Blinding Dust and Whirlwind of Sands. And to me, all of that screams control. Tapping an opponent's creature and not having it untapped during its untap step. You know? So honestly, mummies and Mummy Lords, they need to have the mummy creature type. They really need to just like, maybe you want to pair a zombie with it too. Make it a zombie mummy, or make it a zombie mummy, whatever. That's completely fine. But having it have some kind of tie to its Mummy Rot or the Blinding Sands abilities would be really, really cool to tap an opponent's creatures and not have it untapped during its next untap step. Most likely black, blue, Dimir, much like the Mind Flayers. No, we're kind of using those color patterns a lot, but it would really, really work for these undead, wrapped up toilet paper monsters.